I need to refresh. It didn't even give me the right topic. Okay, I'll open the material and then I will refresh reload the page. Oh, that's taking such a long time. Okay. Right. Okay. So, is it possible for you to get to Canada this year? Is it possible or?
Possible.
It's
Maybe the June or July. June or July.
Oh, right. So it's very, very possible. So, oh, good. We've got that up. So, possible. Possible means can happen.
Can happen. Yeah.
But maybe unlikely. Maybe unlikely, like the plane crashing into my building. So possible means it can happen, but maybe unlikely to happen. Now, probable means likely or very likely.
Or very likely.
To happen. So possible maybe 1% to, well, a possible goes all over the spectrum. Because I said, but maybe unlikely. So but not 0%. Impossible is 0%. A zero chance of it happening if something is impossible. Possible could mean 1% chance, very unlikely. Or it could mean a 100% chance will happen. So possible means it just can happen. It might be very unlikely, just 1% chance, or 0.5% chance of it happening, or it could be 100% chance. It's going to happen. It will happen. Yeah. I think would we do it for certainties? Like death. Death is certain. It's 100% sure that you will die. It's possible for you to die. No, it's certain that you will die. But it's possible that you could die in a car accident. Not you. It's possible that someone could die in a car accident today. If you say it's probable, means it's likely. It's a large chance of happening. Greater than 50% chance of happening. So you see dark clouds, and the wind seems to be coming towards you. It's probable that it will rain. But I can see clouds over the mountains. It's possible that it will rain today, but it's unlikely. It's very unlikely that it will rain, because it hasn't rained here for months. More than a month, anyway. Right, okay. So I think we've done. Are you happy with possible? Possible means something can happen.
Something can happen.
Yep. Okay. Like you going to Canada. So when you say, "Oh yeah, okay, June, July," oh, it's something. It sounds like it's probable. It is probable. It's likely or very likely to happen this year.
Likely.
It's likely. So you say, yeah, it will. It's probable. It is probable because this is used as an adjective. Probable. Probable. It is probable that you will go to Canada. It's possible I will go to Canada, but it's very unlikely.
Oh, you
It's not-
go to Canada? Okay.
No plans. I want to be here. But it's possible I could get on the wrong plane. I could go to the airport, get on the wrong plane, and find myself in Vancouver, just by mistake. So I would like to visit Canada. It's a huge country, so big. Okay, next. So the next vocabulary word is, phrase, is to be willing to. It's a verb phrase. To be willing to. Would you be willing to help me with these books? They're very heavy. Would you be willing to open the door for me? I can't get through it. I've got both my hands full. Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to lend me some money? I've run out of money and I don't get paid till Friday. Would you be willing to? So it means to be happy to do something if needed or if requested. And then we've got the example, which is the negative of that. She is not willing to work here anymore. So we're talking about this woman with a funny bun in her hair. She is not willing to work. She doesn't want to do that anymore. She is not willing to work anymore. So, people. So my phone broke, and I needed my phone to get my bank to send my brother money, to send me money. Still hasn't happened yet. And I met someone that I met a year ago down on the beach, and he remembered me. I couldn't remember him until he started talking, and I could remember his voice. And he was willing to give me his spare phone. So this is his spare phone.
Oh.
So he gave me this phone. He was willing to give me his phone because my phone's broken. So really, really nice thing for him to do. Okay, so what are some things you are not? So this is the question at the bottom here. What are some things that you are not willing to do at work?
What are something you do willing to do work at or at school? In the school, no, I never go to. A long time ago.
Oh, no, that's
Learning English in family, I will sing, and I work. Got money, want the money. Yeah, I do this.
Yeah, these are things you are not willing to do at work. So when I was a scientist, I had to cut the head off terrapins, the turtles, to experiment on them. I had to cut their heads off, and at some point, I was just not willing to do that anymore. I couldn't kill I couldn't chop the head off animals. When I was younger, I worked on a farm. I had to kill rabbits and by breaking their necks, and kill chickens by breaking their necks. That was when I was younger. That was like when I was 16, 17. And then by the age of, well, now I would not be willing to do. I don't kill things. I'll kill a mosquito because I don't like mosquitoes. But no other animal. I won't kill any other animal or hurt any other animal. So if the work involved hurting animals, then I would not be willing to do that work. So is there anything that maybe a boss says, oh, could you do that? And you go, no, I'm not willing to do that. Maybe like, oh, I've got some drugs here. I need you to take these over across the city to a drug dealer. You go, no, I'm sorry, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not doing anything criminal.
I'm not doing anything criminal.
Yeah. So so your boss is a little bit dodgy, and he's got some drugs, and he wants you to take them across the city to deliver them to a drug dealer. And he goes, sorry, I'm not willing to do that. I'm willing to do anything else, but not drugs. I don't want to deal with drugs. I'm not willing to.
I'm not willing.
Anyway, let's move on. But you find people are willing to help. They are very willing to help other people when other people are in trouble. Like I was with my phone, and that man was willing to give me his phone. He says I can keep it, but it's got a picture of his wife on the screensaver, and it's got all his contacts, and it's got messages. So when I sort out a new phone, I will give this back to him. He's in the same place every day, so I know where to find him. Okay, so this is a modal verb. Could. It's the past tense of can. So can is a bit like possible. If you can do something, it is possible. If you can't do it, it's impossible, at least for you. Can means to be able to do something. I can play the guitar. I can play the drums. Could is the past tense of can. So when I was younger, I could climb trees. I could run very fast. I can't now. I can't run at all. But when I was young, I could run fast. I could climb trees. I could climb mountains, but I can't now. So we use that could as the past of can. Oh, I think that's maybe what, okay, that's what this, yeah, okay, I won't go any more into could, because could is used in a hypothetical sense, and it's also used as a polite form. Not, can you open the door for me? It's not so polite as, could you open the door for me?
Could you open the door for me? Yeah.
And the waiter, waitress comes up. Could I take your order? Not can I take your order. It's a could is used when we when we make requests, could is used as a more polite form of can. But here we're talking about could as past tense of can. So let's read the example. I could understand maths when I was younger, but not now. Now I can't understand maths. I'm not good at maths anymore. I could when I was at school. So I gave you an example. I could run very fast. I could play rugby. I could play football. I could climb trees. I could climb mountains. I can't now. I could when I was younger. I was able to when I was younger. So what could you do when you were younger, but you can't do now?
When I was younger, I don't know. I could understand English. I could understand English.
You couldn't understand
You could
English.
Yeah, just the I learning English is adults. when I was the young, we never learning English, so I can put the English well.
Very good, because this is the reverse of this example here. So when I was younger,
When I was younger,
I couldn't.
I couldn't.
Hang on, couldn't.
I couldn't
understand.
English.
I've spelled understand. Understand what? I couldn't understand. That's better. I couldn't understand English.
I could understand English.
But I can. But I can now. So when I was younger, I couldn't understand English, but I can now. And I was saying, when I was younger, I could run fast, but I can't now. When you were younger, you couldn't understand English, but you can now. Okay, I think that's all we need to do with that. Oh no, hang on, because you've given me something that you couldn't do when you were younger. Anything you could do when you were younger, but you can't do it now. Like, when I was younger, I could fit into my school clothes, but I can't now. When I was at elementary school, I could wear the shirt and pants. I can't wear those pants now. There was something else. Well, what about playing sport?
Playing the books. No.
No. You didn't play sports at school?
No.
I'm trying to think of another example. Oh, there's a drill somewhere next door. What about something you could do at school, but you have forgotten now?
When I was the younger, I couldn't understand English, but I can now.
In my example, when I was younger, I could run fast. So that was my example. When I was younger, I could run fast, but I can't now.
When I was younger, I could run fast, but I can't now.
Yeah.
I can't now.
The only time I run is if I'm crossing a road and I have to, like put a little trot on. To mind doing something. Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind? Oh. To mind doing something. Oh, I suppose so. To mind. Oh, there's several definitions here to mind. To mind a child is to look after, take care of a child. A childminder. Usually not full time. Yeah, I'm taking my youngest child to a childminder. They will mind the child while I go to work. So to mind is to look after something. To mind is to care about something. It is to care about something, to look after something, to mind something. Would you mind my car while I go in the shop? Because the door won't lock. So could you make sure no one breaks into my car? Would you mind? Would you mind minding my car for me? Yes. Would you mind minding my car? Would you mind? Would it be too much trouble for you to do something? Would you mind doing this? I mean, is it too much trouble for you? Is it something you would really not want to do? So when we ask the question, do you mind? In the airport, you shouldn't do this. Maybe at the train station, it's not so important. You've got your backpack. It's very heavy, and the shop, but it's quite a long way away. And the train is in 10 minutes, and you need to get some water and some food. And it's too heavy to go all the way over there. So you see someone who looks quite nice, friendly. They say, do you mind looking after my bag for me? I'm just going to the shop. Do you mind looking after my bag? Which means, is it a lot of bother? Is it something you really don't want to do? Or is it something you are okay with? Do you mind doing this? Are you okay doing this? Helping me with this thing? Do you mind? Do you mind opening the door for me? Because my hands are full. Do you mind opening the door for me, please? So is it too much bother for you? Are you okay with doing that to help me? That's to mind doing something. I don't agree with this definition here. So the example I agree with. Do you mind helping me with this? It's a very polite way of saying, can you help me? And the person might reply, no, I don't mind at all. I don't mind. So we say, when we're asking a favor from someone, we're requesting, we could say, could you keep an eye on my backpack while I go to the shop? Or could you open the door for me, please? My hands are full. I've got books in both hands. Could you open the door for me? Could you look after my backpack? We could say, and it's slightly more polite, do you mind? Or would you mind? Would you mind looking after my backpack? Or would you mind opening the door for me? It's a very polite way of saying, please help me, but are you okay with helping me do this? Do you mind doing this? Would you not want to do it? So, yeah, so mind has got 2 or 3 definitions. I mind doing that, although we don't usually say it in the positive form. We usually say, I don't mind doing that. So to mind doing something is maybe not to want to do that thing, but we don't use it in the positive form. We usually say it in the negative form. No, I don't mind. No, I don't mind doing that. I don't mind helping you. But also to mind is to look after something. Could you mind my backpack for me? Would you mind minding my backpack for me? I take my child to a childminder, and they look after my child while I'm at work. Well, that's a difficult question, that one. Okay, so what could someone ask you that you would mind doing, that you would not want to do?
Someone.
So hang on. Going back to 12. So to be willing to do something is to be happy to do it. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. Happy to do that. Would you be willing to look after my backpack for me? Oh yeah, of course I would. Do you mind looking after my backpack? It's kind of like the reverse, whereas would you be willing to means, oh, happy, I'm happy to do that. But do you mind doing that? And you said, no, I don't mind. Means I'm happy, I'm willing to do it. So when you say I don't mind doing that, it means I am willing, I am happy to do that.
I'm waiting to do that.
So we don't usually use it as positive. We're going around out of time. Okay, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this next time.
Okay.
I think I've got Joy at 12:30.
Okay. See you next time.
Okay. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye, Jiaming. Shit.